No, you're absolutely right. And then I mean that I can guess that kind of takes us right into the whole MGTOW controversy,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Because I've been known as someone who speaks against MGTOW, but it's kind of interesting because my default, I think we talked about this at 21 convention too, is going my own way. All
Right.
men should be going their own way. Like to me, it's like it's redundant to say MGTOW,
Mhm.
and what I see a lot of the guys that use the terminology, unfortunately, they're not really going their own way. They're not actually doing this stuff. They're just hating on women. They're just spending all this time, talking shit about how bad things are instead of actually doing stuff with their life. And that's really the problem that I've had. But I've always, like we should all be going our own way for sure as a man, and that is what it is to be a man. What I've always looked at. What's kind of what's your take on that whole thing? Do you agree, disagree?
Well, I think it's funny that if you make a video and you
Mm,
say you're against MGTOW, the I don't know if it's the group or the message, but
right.
you're also saying your default setting is going your own way. You basically agreeing with men going their own way, right? It's a
Right.
funny paradox, but here's the deal. I
Yeah.
think what happens is if a guy like you makes a video or someone else makes a video and they say, well, I'm against MGTOW, but their
Mm,
philosophy tends to reflect MGTOW. What happens is anyone who says or agrees or labels themselves as MGTOW, what happens is they display their insecurity about their
mm,
decision for going MGTOW by lashing out at you or the
right.
content producer, right? I made that mistake in the past by saying, I'm going to stand up for anybody that goes up against MGTOW. But I said, at the end of the day, that actually makes me validate them and make me look insecure about the decision that I made. All right.
Right.
I think
Right.
for me, I don't need to be talked in or out of the decision for saying I'm NGTOW or
Right.
I'm going my own way. I don't need to be talked about it. I don't need to listen to it. I don't need to come to the defense of it. I'm not the flag bearer of it. It's a decision that I made for my life that has definitely benefited me more than a lot of the rewards that are available to men today. Okay.
Yep.
Bar none. Look, I could be the pickup guy. I can make a channel specifically about that. I can make a channel about dating. I can make a channel about just about anything because I've lived every single phases of these lives. All right.
Yep.
I've done it. I've had success dating. I've had success in marriage and relate, but there has been negative consequences to each of them. And I thought, you know what? This going my own way has benefited me financially. It's
Hmm.
benefited me with my focus. It's benefited me in my relationships with women. Okay.
Right.
And the fact that somebody would not disagree with some part of the philosophy and I would have to come in and dump on him for disagreeing with it, it would make me appear insecure, right? I don't want to
Exactly.
appear
Exactly.
insecure. I'm very secure in my philosophy, and I don't need to bash on. And I'm not afraid to talk to a guy who disagrees with it. If he says I'm not, I disagree with MGTOW. So, okay, I'm
Right.
sure we agree on 98% of everything else. Okay, and that's where we are. That's why we're here.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I think that's a great way of putting it because that's what it comes down to. And I think we also need to have, just to be able to have these kind of discussions and not, unfortunately, I mean, the internet kind of breeds echo chambers, and that's unfortunate because
Right.
you get, it's almost like what I was seeing a lot was a parallel between the feminist social justice warriors where they had groupthink. And then if you committed a thought crime by dare saying something outside of the groupthink, then
Right.
you were ostracized. And then I was seeing the same thing here, and I was like, wait a minute, we're supposed to be men. We're not. We're supposed to be the opposite of this. We should have discussions. If we disagree with each other, that's great. That's fine. We should disagree, but we should discuss it and have conversations about it, not just call people simps and cucks and all this kind of stuff. Like doesn't
Yeah.
not
I
very
mean, the funny thing is there's a lot of tribalism. We talked about this. There's a lot of
yeah.
tribalism in the manosphere per se. And the one thing that I don't like to see is when we all take shots at each other
Mhm.
when we should be focusing on the two things. Focus on two things, all right? Money, success, establishing all of that stuff, all right?
Yeah.
And then how to better yourself in whatever context of relationships, right? With women.
Right.
Because that's the main point of why we all hopped on here and started making videos, because you were like, this is how I think of women. This is how I think of it. Right. And then when we get into these tribal wars, verbal wars, over the keyboard. Well, it's because one group tends to believe that they're going to be better than the other. And I say that's where we're messing up. That's where we're messing up, because women stay united across the board. All right. They make a video. Very few women come in there and be like, nah, I think this. I'm girl going my own way. I'm the pink pill. You never see them beating each other up. All right. Rarely. They'll call us somebody a pick me or something like that. But you rarely see them beating each other up on a stance. They either ignore it or they support it.
Exactly.
And that's where I would like men to go.
Yeah.
If you want to be in the pickup artist community, let them do that, and then leave them the hell alone. All right. Let them teach whatever they want to teach, and then don't worry about it.
And I think there's phases to all these things, right? It's like, you know, I spent time in, like, just like you, in all the different, you know, I was really big into the pickup at one point, and I learned some things from that I needed to know, and they benefited me in life. I mean, shit, now I know how to, like, but, you know, but then, you know, I spend a lot of time, you know, doing what would be MGTOW without calling it MGTOW, right? I spent a lot of time learning how to do my own shit, do my own thing. It was very important for me to quit the corporate job and to, you know, probably what you would call free agent lifestyle, to be my own man, to be able to have the financial freedom and do my own thing. And to, you know, there was a really big turning point in my life where I decided, made the decision, I wasn't going to put expectations on people, and especially women, and I wasn't going to allow them to put expectations on me. And that was the defining point. That's when I was like, okay, well, people can do whatever the fuck they want. I don't care. Like, you know, I'm not going to try and control people anymore, because, you know, I think a lot of guys try to control, and that's where they fuck up. And then, but I'm not going to let anyone put any expectations on me either. I'm just going to do whatever the fuck I want as well. Exactly. And that was like the freedom moment for me. So,
well, men have to go through these evolutions. All right. We're not all the same. Like I didn't get to MGTOW from day one. All right. I went through all of those phases. All right. I'm a player. All right. Then I'm a fall in love guy. Then I'm going to try. Bro, you got to go through all of these phases to figure out how to be secure in whatever lifestyle that you live. This lifestyle has been rewarding so much that I'm like, I can ride this out. All right. In my mind, I'm like, I can ride it out just like this. But there may be a chance that it could change too. I can evolve this into something else, greater or less than, who knows? But men have to experience all of these things and then find the lane that is going to most benefit them. Yep. Ultimately, though, I think the worst lane of all is to be submissive to women. And that's the lane they want you to be in. They want you they want you to be that provider, all of that, like we were in the past, but they're giving you a bad deal in return. They're like, oh, well, we ain't gonna give you nothing. All right. You'd be lucky to have us. And you're like, oh God, all right. Just don't do that, gentlemen. Whatever you do, if you do that, it's gonna F up your life.
Let me see. Tyson, thanks for the super chat here. It says, how did it feel growing up biracial, Hispanic, and African? I think he's got I'm also not 6'8". I'm 6'3".
How does it feel growing up biracial, Hispanic, and African? Are you Hispanic and African? I didn't know.
No, I'm Turkish and Italian, so there's some misinformation here. But I appreciate the super chat anyway. And I'm not 6'8" either. I'm 6'3". So
okay, 6'8". All right.
Yeah. Let's see. We got Young Manhood Channel, $5. She says, great stuff. Salute Bulldog and CGA. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, what I was gonna say about that was, shoot, I just lost it now. It's
all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. But one of the things, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Well, one of the things that I try to get men to think about ultimately, all right, is whatever choice that you make in life, you have to question who's going to benefit the most.
Right.
Okay. Who's going to benefit the most? And this is where men are failing. This is when men like me step up. This is when men like you step up. And this is why women